Well, let's keep that to ourselves until we with our
That's
own
right.
family.
We are
Look,
now live.
All right, we're live. T, take it away.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining tonight's premiere of A Diamond Entertainment's Is This What We Paid For? I am Tamara Stewart, your moderator and stage manager, and we truly hope you enjoyed what you've seen. But now, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the amazing and talented cast of Is This What We Paid For? Now, as I introduce each one of you, I would like for you to tell me about yourself, just brief synopsis about yourself and your character, okay? So first, we're going to call on, we're going to go with the bus driver, Mr. Roosevelt Abrams.
Hey y'all. Yes, my name is Rosa Abrams, as Tamara so nicely said. I was the bus driver, the racist bus driver. I was the villain of the play. Hopefully you felt I'm not liked because of the way I did it, but it was fun to try to tap into that whole thing and to try to do that. So thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Roosevelt. Now we'd like to go to, we're going to go to Cotton Candy, who played the role of Mrs. Louise Thomas.
hi everyone, this is Laureen Martinique. I played the role of Louise. Her name is actually Louise Thomas, but because she was senile, she might have said Thompson. But I'm just proud to be a part of this production, and I hope you all enjoy.
Thank you so much. And now we're going to go over to one of our kids in the play. Her name is Shay, but her real name in real life is Jasmine Darvin.
Hi guys, I am Jay, and I am the person that played one of the characters that's young with Tariq, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to see this. I'm really excited about this. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Now we're going to move right along, and we're going to talk to one of the leads of the play. She goes by Miss Kyria Geneva.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kyria Geneva. So happy to be a part of this project. Had a great time doing it. And yeah, been acting since I was like 12 years old, been in many other projects, many other things. And yeah, just happy to be here.
Well, thank you so much. And now we're going to move right along to the writer, the director, the producer, the mastermind and visionary of A Diamond Entertainment himself, Mr. Andre Davis.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. As Tamara said, my name is Andre Davis. I'm the writer, director, and producer of this piece, and I want to just thank everyone for tuning in and thank the cast, of course, for coming through to do a great job, and Maplewood Township for having us as part of their virtual Black History Month programming.
All right. So instead of we're going to wait a little bit for our wonderful cast members to continue to join us. But until then, if you have any questions at this moment in time, please feel free to add them to the chat and we will address them. They can be to any of us and also to our writer, director, and producer. But at this time, should we just go around and just say a little bit more about what we've done? Or would you like to put out there, Mr. Andre Davis, things that you see in the future, or maybe talk about the breakdown, which was just last week?
Yeah, so the breakdown, I believe, is still up. The link still may be live. The breakdown actually featured several of the same cast members that you saw tonight in different roles. And that tackled the issue of the breakdown in the home between parents and children, acting as a catalyst for the kids falling into things like substance abuse and bullying and gang violence. So again, that was part of the virtual Black History Month for Maplewood. Thank you again for having us with that. And if you haven't seen that, please take some time out and go and watch while it's on YouTube.
All right, and we just had the Maplewood Township actually add the link into the chat box. So anyone interested in looking at that, make sure you click on that link and you'll see the breakdown as well. Tell us a little bit more about A Diamond Entertainment and what can we expect in the future?
So A Diamond Entertainment, we are a full-fledged entertainment company that encompasses myself as a singer with my band, The Spirit Makers. We do theatrical productions like Is This What We Paid For, The Breakdown, and the #1 urban stage play, Man of the House. We recently just finished a short film, which is entitled Attack from All Angles, and hopefully we'll have a teaser out for that by the end of the month. You can follow us everywhere online at A Diamond ENT.
All right, now that includes our wonderful social media too, correct?
Correct.
All right, all right. So even if you go to any of the hashtags, you'll also see, you'll be able to be connected to the things that A Diamond Entertainment is doing. But I do see we have another person just join us, Mr. Tyler Brooks. So Tyler, would you mind giving us a little brief synopsis of yourself? We understand that you are the narrator on tonight.
That is correct. Hello, everybody. My name is Tyler Brooks. I have the pleasure of being the narrator for you guys this evening. You know, I was just grateful for the opportunity to, you know, be able to come right after a very tragic moment as we learn to, you know, somewhat give you guys some, you know, some background of what we've been able to accomplish in our community, and to, you know, just to hype you guys up about what's to come, you know, just the impact of theater. We make the impossible possible. So I was grateful to have the opportunity to have that with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So if we could just go around maybe with the cast and we could just elaborate a little bit more on some things that like, how was it playing in this particular play? And like, how did you feel being that particular character? Anybody want to jump in there?
I'll go first. Well, as always, it's always a pleasure to be able to have live theater, because it's a very intimate thing with you and the audience. And this is a unique opportunity to actually have live theater captured on film. So I'm really thankful to Maplewood for, you know, actually taping this and having it available for people to actually see the intimate fun that we have when we're, you know, live, you know, doing this thing we call theater play acting. As far as the character, I was very excited to play her. I like to, you know, submerge myself in characters that are totally different from myself. So putting on that wig and adding on some age and some makeup and some fun, I had a great time with a serious matter. And I'm just thankful for the opportunity to share my talent with so many talented people on one stage.
Thank you so much. And let me tell you, we totally enjoy when Ms. Thomas hits the stage.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you in any capacity. So thank you so much for what you do and what you bring to the cast. So Kyrie, I believe you had a comment.
Yeah. This role for me, and y'all all know, was one of my most challenging roles. And I think it was because Kelly gave so much information about our history, about Black history. I've never had a role where I had to actually shell out all of these facts and just telling myself, okay, you need to remember these important things, these important lines. You know, you can't ad lib so much because you got, you know, you have so many facts to share. But the role playing Kelly was an absolute joy. I loved it. Once I got them lines down, I was like, thank you, God. Things just started just flowing. The lines just started flowing as water. But the role for me, it was challenging, but also a joy. And this role definitely pushed me to stretch myself. And I think every actor and actress should have roles that they play that stretch them. And this was my role that stretched me. And I enjoyed it.
Good answer. Good answer. Thank you so much for that. I see you see Mr. Davis also agreeing with you.
Yeah.
So we do actually have a question, well, comment / question. from Lisa. Hey, Lisa, you came back to us. I'm glad you joined us again. When did you write Is This What We Paid For, Mr. Davis? And how did you keep it so positive with what we have been experiencing with the surge of white supremacy over the last couple of years?
Oh, very good question. Well, first of all, Lisa, thank you again. I said this last week, but Lisa was very, very important in getting us connected with the Maplewood Township. So thank you, Lisa. I wrote Is This What We Paid For in 2019. Honestly, it came about, someone I was working with asked if I had a Black History production for the company, because they work with different companies and they were looking for a Black History production. And I said I didn't have one at the time, but I could write it. And so, like most of my projects, I literally just sit down and look up into the sky and ask God, what am I writing about? And it just kind of pours out of me. Like, honestly, that's how I write 99.9% of everything that I do. As far as keeping it positive, I think, well, with a lot of my pieces, I like to incorporate comedy just to kind of break up some of the drama. We didn't have as much in this one, but I think there are a lot of positives with where we are as African Americans in this country right now. And I think it's very easy to allow that to become overshadowed with some of the negatives that are happening. So it wasn't too hard to keep it positive, I would say. It was just giving that balance to what we have done or have seen that's going good and what's going not so well. And it was just creating that balance. Okay. So I hope that answered the question.
Well, thank you. Also, because again, anybody has questions for the cast and also for Mr. Davis, please let us know by adding it into the chat and we will address it at that time. Just a quick question to the entire cast. Was there something in this particular play that you learned that you never knew? Who would like to go first?
I'll start off.
You wrote the play. How you gonna start off?
I'll start off because in writing it, there were things that I came across that I did not know. The biggest thing for me, and this is what I get from most people, is the piece about Claudette Colvin. I had never heard about Claudette Colvin prior to writing this piece. And honestly, I was doing research for the play when I came across it. And I'm like, I've never heard this before. So I cross-referenced that thing like 7 times to make sure that it was legit. But I never knew the story about Claudette Colvin. So for me, that was oh, wow, I never knew that. Next.
Anyone else?
Yeah, it's the same for me. The Claudette Colvin, that's the major thing. I was just like, what? And then after I read about it, I looked it up myself and learned that she actually lives right here in New York in Parkchester. Right. So this whole entire show was a big learning lesson. Learning lesson.
Anybody else?
I was just gonna add on to the Claudette Colvin also, and also the sagging, because I always, you always did hear about the sagging from the jail, but to just go beyond that, bucking and stuff like that, that was that was something I didn't know before this production.
I agree. The breaking the buck thing, I was like, wait, what? They did what to who, when? And that was very eye-opening for me as well. So to all of our young people who now know what that really means, message. Okay. All right. So we're going to move right along. So now we have some questions in the chat. Lakeisha Jones, we all familiar with her, is asking, how did you feel playing the role and how does it relate to your everyday life? So any role that any of us played, does it relate to any of our lives?
Well, I think, I think us being African Americans, I mean, this relates to us. This is our history. This is, what a lot of our ancestors had to go through with segregation in the buses, segregation in general, and even going back with slavery and things like that. But as far as me and relating to Kelly, I can't relate to her being 50. I'm not 50. But everything else, her being, I would think if I had to give Kelly a backstory, that she is an educated Black woman. I can relate to her in that way. And just the knowledge that she has and the strength that she has. I feel that Kelly is a really, really strong woman, timid in moments, especially when Donovan is trying to fight the white cop. She doesn't want him to do that. But yeah, she's a strong woman, so I can definitely relate to her there. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah. As far as Miss Louise, I can relate to her her spunk, like just being able to hold it together and not commit violence against the young youth. And just being a spunky individual, I can really relate to her that way. And I always tell people I like people on their way in and on their way out. So babies and older people. In fact, today is a very good friend of mine's birthday. He turned 97 years old.
Oh, happy birthday. What's his name?
His name is Mr. Knowles. He owns the Manor Restaurant in West Orange. I actually went to go see him because, like I said, I like them on their way in and on their way out. And he was extremely happy. And that's how I can relate to Miss Louise, because even as a younger person, I like to hang out with older people because I just think that they're like treasures, like to actually have somebody that's been around through so many different stages of their life and can know the before and the after and the in between. They fascinate me. So when I get roles of older people, I like to submerge myself around older people and pick up their little quirks and things like that. And that's how it relates to me in my life.
Oh, thank you. And can we all, as a cast, say happy birthday to Mr. Knowles? Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Mr.
Mr.
Knowles.
Knowles.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
God bless you, sir. That's awesome. So awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Is there anybody else who'd like to speak on that? If not, we do have another question in the chat. Let's go to it. From Mr. Art Jones. For the cast, what is your driving force that keeps you in love with your craft? And what are you doing to push and stretch yourselves into the place you want to be in acting? And then it's going to say also, where do you see yourselves in the next 5 years career-wise? Good question.
Such a loaded question. Art. I guess I'll start. What was the first part of that question?
What is your driving force that keeps you in love with your craft? And what are you doing to push it, to stretch yourselves, right?
The driving force for me, I don't know how to answer that question because I just love doing what I do. I love acting. When I get a really, really good script, like this one, that's even more of a plus. It drives me. As far as where I see myself in the next 5 years, as far as acting, I don't know. I always leave my future up to God. So whatever his plan is for me in the next 5 years, that's what I'll be doing. But as far as driving forces and what keeps me motivated, this is just something that I love to do. When you get a beautiful script or a beautiful project to be a part of, that even pushes me more. So, yeah.
Nice. Very good. Very good. Anyone else would like to elaborate on that? So first, give me your driving force, and then it pushes and stretches you.
Was somebody else gonna hop in there? If not, all right. So,
Nah, you go ahead, Dre. I'll go after you.
all right. So I'm in the same boat as Karia with the first part. It's in me. And so it's just in me. Like that's why I love it. There's not a day that goes by when I'm not thinking about something to do with my craft. And that's kind of how you know when you're doing what you're put on this earth to do, when you don't have to do it, and you're still thinking about it and still wanting to do it. So As far as in the next 5 years, I will definitely be adding film producer to my credits. And I just absolutely and the next 5 years we should have some movies in the theater. And I'm pushing to put something on TV prior to then too. So yes,
All right.
we're working.
There's more to come, more to come, more to come.
More to come, definitely.
Awesome. What did you say? Go until you get it, right?
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Davis. So, Roosevelt, did you say you have something you want to add?
Oh yeah, nah. I think for me, the driving force is kind of like piggybacking on what everybody else said. It's just in me. It's just something that I just enjoy doing. And cover your ears on this part. It's something I would do for free, but cover your ears, Dre. You didn't hear that, Dre, but it is something they say like when you find that thing you would do for free,
Yeah, that's true.
that's a passion. So it's just something in me that I enjoy doing. Next 5 years, if it's in God's will, hopefully more films. I'd like to do some more film type work and stuff like that, and just continue to do more shows as they get presented to me. And yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
T, actually,
Anybody-
before we move on, I would actually love to hear Tyler's response to this question. Being the youngest one on.
He's trying to be quiet tonight. I don't know why.
Young Denzel.
Take yourself off mute, sir.
What was the question?
The question was, what is your driving force that keeps you in love with your craft? And what are you doing to push and stretch yourselves into the place you want to be as an actor? Then part 2 was, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years career-wise? You are on mute, sir.
Yeah, that was a great question. Oh, wow. Okay. The driving force that keeps me going, is really the dream, the dream and the passion that I have for acting, it's just something that makes me crazy. I crave acting, I crave performing, I crave, making projects, and the people I keep around me, people that motivate me and just keep me focused on what I'm here to do. I'm a college student right now. Like you said, I am the youngest. I'm a sophomore in college right now. So I'm still getting my education, working up to bigger things, but just to be where I am is just nothing short of a blessing. And I'm grateful to Andre and everybody, all the panelists and everybody all my classmates and everything like that to keep me, motivated. Like you guys are my motivation, to see everybody still, doing what they love, that inspires me. So it's a beautiful thing. And in 5 years, just like what Kyrie said, she hit it on the nail. I trust God with his plan. I feel like me being where I am today at my age is I find it so beautiful. I was actually just thinking about that earlier today, just to have these opportunities and just to be able to have work right now in this time is just a blessing. And I couldn't be more grateful to God. And I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Again, we nicknamed him our young Denzel. They say speak those things that are not, though they were. Hello. All right. So now, did you have anything to say, Lorene? I see your mic is off. So you had something to say? You want to add to it?
Sure. I was just gonna say, to piggyback what everybody else said, but for me, the driving force is actually like just the ability to be able to soul surf, like to actually, put yourself in the place of someone else's life. You become absent of yourself and you're able to grasp the soul of someone else. And for that moment, be it on stage or in film, you have the liberty to live your life as someone else. So that definitely helps me in the roles that choose me, because a lot of people may go after roles, but for the most part, I've been blessed that roles come after me. And I know a lot of roles for everyone on this panel come to you. And even with the pandemic, I mean, rehearsals became Zoom meetings and everything like that. And when you can't fake chemistry, and the fact that just being able to soul surf, being someone else has always inspired me. And I know that is definitely nothing but God. I don't know, like whatever your people, your belief system is, but if you are still sane and you are able to be multiple people and then come back to be yourself, you are definitely blessed.
That's right.
So in the next 5 years, I just see more for this company, more for everyone that's on this panel, and just more, more stage, more film. And I'm excited for the future for all of us.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And I love that. Very good. I just want to say that for me, the driving force is, like most of you already said, I absolutely love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. Rather it's on the stage or behind the scenes, I really do love what I do. And I love challenges. So to even be coming to walk in some of these roles, especially stage manager and stuff like that, learning lights and things of that nature, it was challenging, but I love learning new things, and I really enjoy that piece of it. The new roles that I've been given opportunity to play, challenging was half of a word of that, but I love stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The more challenge, the better, because it helps you grow. So I'm looking to grow more in anything that I'm, given at this point. I love the fact that, we were able to do so much within 6 years. It's almost it's amazing to look back and say, wow, just 6 years ago, we were doing doing one show, and now it's like, what, 4? It's a blessing. It's a blessing. So I thank God for what he's done thus far and what he's going to do within the next 5 years. Even this year alone. I'm sorry, I'm speaking it. But I just want to say to Mr. Andre Davis publicly, thank you, and more thank you. I can't thank you enough for the journey and for the ride. It has been absolutely awesome. I'm looking forward to the rest of it. So you're stuck. All right.
Thank you.
So to let's say we have something else in the chat. Great teaching tool. This is from Lakeisha Jones. I love it. Great job, cast, writer, stage manager. I have my grandchildren watching it. All right, grandchildren.
Lakeisha, thank you.
That's awesome. And Lisa also says, Andre, what's your plan to get these powerful plays into our schools and to our youth during and post-COVID?
During COVID, that's a no. But post-COVID, I definitely we're reaching out to some superintendents to get the breakdown, which was the play that premiered last week, into the schools. Definitely. As far as is this what we paid for outside of Black History Month, what I am doing is reaching out to some of the colleges that we've been able to take man of the house to for domestic abuse and coordinate with their Africana Studies departments and try and incorporate, is this what we paid for that way? So those are the 2 ways that I'm trying to do this post-COVID.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right. So there any other questions, please post them in the chat. I'm not sure as to how much longer we do have, but it is 8:53. So please we would love to have any questions or concerns you may have, or any statements you would like to tell us. Do you have anything else further you would like to say, Mr. Davis, or drive to the cast?
Again, I just want to thank the cast from the bottom of my heart, man. This was, like I think Lorraine mentioned it earlier, with the Zoom rehearsals. This was completely new for me, and I'm sure it was for some of you guys. Lorraine works all year round, so I'm sure this was not new for her. But it was new for a lot of us doing Zoom rehearsals. And she hit it right on the head with saying you can't fake chemistry. So the fact that we were able to come together and put this together at a quality that still touches people and is still effective, that says a lot about each and every one of you guys. So I thank you for trusting me with your gift. I love to hear it. So I think everybody's dope. Kyria, I think, is just an extremely dope actress, and to hear her say that this was challenging, or that it challenged her, it makes me feel good about what I wrote. So again, Roosevelt, he stepped in, and I have to say this, that the show tonight is dedicated to the memory of Leroy Smith, who initially played the bus driver. and he has since passed. He will never be forgotten. We love you, bro. I know you are looking down, smiling on us, and there will be some type of joke coming later from the afterworld because that's just how Leroy was. So Ro, thank you so much, bro, for hopping in there. And Ro was kind of like my ace in the hole, man. I call Ro for everything. Same thing with Lorraine. Shout out to Stephanie Smith, who is our first Mrs. Louise. And I called Lorraine. I think the first time you did the show, Lorraine, you had maybe 2 weeks
Yeah.
to pick it up. And so, like, just all star cast, man. Shout out to Jasmine, who this time around had 2 weeks to learn the script.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, man. And then Tyler and Tarika, two of the younger ones who are really like just stars on their way to shining. Clearly, yeah.
You got another question.
Okay. And last but not least, I have to thank Tamara because she jumps from stage manager to actress to personal assistant, and we
Yes.
argue the entire way through. But she has my back 1,000,000%, and you can't buy loyalty like that. So thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna go to, we have a question from Tyreek Benjamin. How and why did the script intrigue you?
Who's that for?
I think this is for the cast. He said to the cast.
Okay.
Yeah, to the cast.
I'll mute myself.
I think it intrigued me because it wasn't really a role that I've played. I mean, of course, I've played like an older woman, but I've never played a person who had to give, like I said before, so many facts. And I never really played a role where I couldn't really like ad lib. Like if anybody has been on stage with me with other plays, if I don't know something, I will ad lib my butt off. I mean, and in this show, I looked at the script and I was reading, I was like, oh, I can't ad lib nothing in here because there's so many facts in it. So I think I was intrigued by the challenge that I know that I would have within me saying to myself, okay, I'm going to challenge myself to try to nail this and get this. That intrigued me about the script. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that answer. Lorraine or Ro or Tyler, do you have anything you want to add?
I was gonna say for myself, it wasn't so much intriguing thing about the script. It was more of a challenging thing about the script was playing a white bus driver, which I'm not white. But initially you kind of approach it because every time you see like, Black character play a white role, it's usually from a humorous perspective. So I guess, unconsciously I approached it that way, but that wasn't the way it was supposed to be approached. So it was challenging trying to not take the character overboard and towards the humorous way, but keeping it in the sense of he's a white racist bus driver. He's white America. Sorry, white America, who's actually good to Black people, but he's white America. He's the racist white America. So, trying to represent that, but not keep it in the humorous vein was challenging.
Okay.
I have to say one more thing. What also intrigued me about the script was knowing who I was going to be on stage with. And when Dre told me that Shaheed was my partner, I was like, I'm in. I'm definitely in, which is a testament to having the right people on stage with you, people that you know are going to rescue you when you need to be rescued, people that are going to have your back. So I think that's another thing that got me really latched on to this show, was having Shaheed as one of the other leads who I've worked with Shaheed before. And I was just like, oh, he's a gift from God. I love him. I'm in.
Awesome. But thank you, Mr. Davis, for making sure that she had her rescue partner
my rescue.
On stage with her.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So let me. I think we have another question. Where does this rank within the most important shows or productions you've done? So where does this show rank within the most important shows or production we've done? Mm. Mm. Thank you, Tyreek, for stunning us all. We're like,
I don't want to. I just want to say I can't really rank the shows. I just enjoy acting so much that every production I enjoy being in. So I can't say I had this is more funner than this one or this is higher than this. It's just every production from being with the cast and rehearsals to actually putting on the show and getting the reactions from the audience and the feedback is just it's all a good experience. So it would be unfair for me to rank one production over another production.
gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that either. I mean, I would say this is probably the most informative show I've written thus far, but to rank them, I couldn't do it. I couldn't rank it.
And that's coming from the writer, director, and producer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is a challenge for all of us, right? Because I think there's a little piece of each one that actually brings something to each one of us, That's kind of hard to put them in order, I think. So
Yeah, it's a
I
very
think it all
important
speaks
piece.
to us.
Yeah.
Right. 'Cause like you said, it did give us a lot of information, and it may have given us clarity to certain things for some people, some of us. What about you, Miss Martinique?
Oh no, I definitely don't rank any production that I'm in because they all have either some informative or some blessing within the message. And that's just because of the projects that I'm usually chosen to be a part of. But this particular production in itself, I like the fact that it was informative and it wasn't so much so like a lesson. It was a story, edutainment. And I like that about it. I like the fact that the writing style was informative, but it was a show, not like, yes, and five score, and like it forced, like it wasn't like that. It wasn't a force fed. This is a lesson. It was like you're learning, but you don't really know you're learning. So I like that.
Nice.
And that was also a challenge too, how to make education important,
Yeah.
and I think that was a challenge for us actors of, okay, how do we make this line about Claudette Colvin entertaining for myself? This is what I had in my head. How do I make somebody actually latch on and listen to this information that I'm shelling out to you? So yeah. Mhm.
Anyone else want to add to that before I go to the next one? We have another one from Lakeisha. If someone needs to contact you to perform the play, how can they contact you?
They can send an email to inquiry@adiamondent.com.
One more time.
So again, that's inquiry@adiamondent.com. Or you can just inbox me on any of my social medias. I do check them. And that's adiamondent. But the official email is inquiry@adiamondent.com.
All right. Someone just put in the chat for us. Thank you.
Come on, man. Thank you.
All right. So any other questions or comments, please be sure to add that to the chat. Thank you, Maplewood Township. They've also added it. So please let us know, and we'll be sure to address them. But at this time,
and I just wanted to I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, T. Wanted to just shout out Alex, who taped the shows for us.
Yeah.
He came through in the clutch. Quick funny story. It's funny now because it was negative, but the sound engineer Thursday night, we taped on the Saturday. Thursday night, I get a text from the sound engineer saying that he has COVID-like symptoms and went to take a test. So there went our lavaliers because we didn't want to take the chance. And so Alex was already shooting it, but he came through with a microphone as well. And so Alex, thank you very much. And then of course I have to shout out Art Jones, who sang the intro song and did everything that day from stagehand to assistant stage manager. So gotta shout out Art too because he's part of the team.
Artsy. Yes. Well, you know, Dre. It's gonna happen. Sorry. But no, is anyone else have any last comments or questions? We do have right now Maplewood Township added http imagemotionproductions.com. That's Alex's business, right? Yeah. Okay. So anybody want to have any information about that, you can look up www.imagemotionproductions.com. All righty. So anything else?
Well, listen, any colleges or people that want to get in contact with Andre, listen, you guys have an intimate scoop, a look at a play that was performed live. You don't have to worry about COVID and masks. Just get in contact with him and he will send you this already taped show. You don't have to worry. You can just put this on as your students, zoom up for their daily dose. You play this beautiful play for Black History Month and you go drink your coffee and then you test them later. What you waiting for? It's already done. Is this yes.
Oh, I love that.
I love it.
Very
yes,
true.
Lorraine.
Very true.
Right.
Zoom. Who's zooming you? We are.
Very good, Lorraine. You're absolutely right. And to her point, literally, me and my first and second graders, we literally just watched a what is it kind of show? A light show on via Zoom. So if we can do that, ladies and gentlemen, we can surely see a play that's worth it coming to your school. So please get in contact with inquiry at adiamond.com to see what could be available for you, your students, and your community. So please get in touch with us ASAP. All right. As Lisa said, Art Jones said facts. And Lisa said, great idea, Lorraine. Thank you, everyone. You were all amazing. And Maplewood Township, thank you guys. But thank you, Maplewood Township and Lisa and Art and Alex and everybody. Lakeisha, Tyreek, thank you. Really appreciate you. So I think without further ado, I'm gonna put it back into him, Mr. Dre, Mr. Andre.
Oh, wait. I had a question. That's a little, it's off subject. This is directed toward Andre. Did Hey Delish in West Orange add the chicken cutlet sandwich yet?
How Delish?
And no, they did not.
How Delish? Did they not add the sandwich? Okay.
They did not add the sandwich yet.
Okay.
How Delish HD is on 55 Kingsley Street in West Orange, New Jersey. It is the best. The best dessert you'll ever have. That's our vegan. You'll never.
Let me tell you this. I am a meat eater. I'm a meat eater. I thought I would never eat vegan. I had a vegan cutlet sandwich. Mm-hmm. If they never told me it was chicken, I would not have known it wasn't chicken.
Wow.
It was amazing. And I'm waiting for this to be added to the menu.
So to the owners of How Delish HD in West Orange, Roosevelt